Chapter 2, page 20. Enrollment stays the same because we're not public. Attendance. We're going to have to take attendance at all the times that we have online or in-person meetings with the kid. And if the kid shows up to one but not the other, right now we've got a morning cohort and what I'm calling an afternoon cohort and an afternoon online class. So the kid has 2 times that they have to show up. If they don't show up to one of them, it is a half-day absence. And that will have to be monitored. So I'm going to need you to put that in school speak. And we're going to have to figure out how half-day attendance works in school speak so that you can do that, because I don't have a front office person that's going to be able to, maybe I can train one of the volunteers there to check that every day to make sure it's done every day and done correctly. So, and this. If a student logs into a class more than 10 minutes late, they will receive a tardy because it's their job to get there on time. I would like to take a moment to also say that I am asking you please to make sure that you are there at online classes 5 minutes before they are scheduled to start. That is your start time so that you can monitor things. Before we had emails from parents that sufficed as working during the day. So if a parent emailed us to say, my kid is doing their work, that's not, emails from parents will not suffice this year because attendance is mandatory in all classes. Because we are making sure that every class is worth showing up. It's not just show up so I can watch you write your spelling sentences. And we need to stay on top of and regularly monitor all of these situations and make sure we're talking to parents about any irregularities, because some kids don't do well with this kind of school. We are totally changing the world that they had adjusted to a year ago, and it's up to us to make sure that they get the support they need when they need it, and not 3 months after the fact. Not there's been 2 weeks and she hasn't turned in anything. That kind of thing. 2C is technology. If we are sharing devices in the building, we need to wipe down the keyboards with disinfectants and paper towels. And what we're going to do is spray Virex on a paper towel and just wipe the keyboard really quick. So we're going to have to monitor that unless they are single-use devices. And what we're finding is that there are a lot of parents who need to borrow devices, but we also need them in the building. So we've got to figure out how many we're going to need to keep and how many we're going to need to check out. How many are available for checkout. We are establishing a technical support desk so that parents and students have a place to go if they're having issues with connection or whatnot. Anyone who is interested in being on the technical support desk, please let me know so that we can make that information available to parents. Specifics for the St. Joseph campus. So we've got the wash their hands frequently part. Students who are entering the classroom. The second one, students will wash their hands or use hand sanitizer. I think we talked about this before. The third bullet is for all-day instruction. Sanitizing. We have to sanitize keyboards between each student's use. If they are single-use Chromebooks, then we're okay, but we might not have that ability. We might have to wipe them down between cohorts. I don't know if we're going to have access to the library or not. We've got a grant we're working on for paying for extended care so it's more available to parents for less money. But I don't want to say anything to the parents until we get that. If we get that, then we need more rooms for daycare, and the library is going to be one of them. I am trying to make the library as accessible as possible, but that might not be a thing. So we'll have to figure that out. Equipment used in the gym. We're not using the gym yet. Playground structures. We have to clean the playground structure between each cohort use. And that's crazy. So we're not going to use it. We may use it for one cohort for the pre-K, because they're going to spend a lot of time waiting for parents, for everybody to get there. They're going to start each day on the playground because of the parents aren't allowed to come in the building to drop their kid off. And that's per early learning division rules. So all teachers are encouraged to set up office hours so students and parents can talk with them about assignments and other issues. Parents are encouraged to email teachers at any time. And you are encouraged to answer emails during regular office hours within one business day. If you set it up so that you are answering your phone and answering your email all the time, and then you get burned out and you stop, that's not going to be good for parents. So you need to make sure the parents understand the assignment directions. Because if you tell a kid and then you give a kid an assignment, kid's not going to remember. Kid's going to ask mom for help. Mom doesn't know, and mom gets frustrated because she can't contact you until the next business day when she's working. So please make sure your directions are explicit and written down somewhere. That will lessen the need for parents to talk with you. Also, let them know, set up, I will answer my phone until this time, I will answer emails until this time, that kind of thing during the parent orientation night. This is the school calendar. Field trips, we can't do field trips. They can do walking field trips if we ever get to all day, and it all has to be outside, and kids still have to stay 6 feet apart, and I don't know how you're going to do that, so that's going to be difficult. Christmas concert and spring concert, they'll be held virtually, at least the Christmas concert. If the world gets better by spring, that's cool, but I'm not counting on anything. So we're going to do learn these songs, and we'll sing together, and the parents will like it. I will hear this week from Isabel Borrego if we are for sure having a soccer team, but it looks like other schools are not having soccer teams because other schools really aren't meeting. So if other schools don't have it, we don't have anybody to play against. So I am already encouraging parents to look around for Y soccer teams who play groups and not schools. I don't know about basketball. We will hold the jogathon. The jogathon is going to be held for a week. We're actually going to have different meetings so that there's only one class at a time at Capitol Park on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the week of October 12th. Our goal is to get the kids together with their classmates, to have them running around for whatever time slot they usually get, but to make it so it's not so many people that we're worried about physical distancing that much. So I'm going to try and figure out how to ask family members and neighbors and things like that online for jogathon donations, and that will be its own little nightmare. So come in ready for a fundraiser, because we really need fundraisers, because last year we had $70,000 in the budget for income from the auction and we got 6. From 70 to 6 is very little, and we can't do another year like that. So hallway procedures, and there's a during all day instruction set of rules, so that because we're staggering everything by 5 minutes to make sure that classes don't have to cross each other in the hallways, we are limited to the use of one door. So we'll all need to come in and out through the recess door, because we're not opening the parish center. The parish center will remain locked. We're going to have to be mindful of each other as we go into the hallway. So what I need you to understand is that as kids are entering the building, they're going to be going in one direction. They will be passing each other in the hallway as they put stuff in their locker, but they can't sit there at their locker and unpack things. They need to unpack their bags and pack their bags at their desk. If we're going to use lockers, we're going to just keep coats and backpacks. So problems that we're going to come across in the hallway is when kids are packing or unpacking their backpacks in the hallway at their lockers and other kids are walking by. We want to try and minimize that. What we'd like to do is have the kids bring their backpacks into the classroom, unload whatever books they're going to need or supplies for the day, and then just go out, hang up your backpack, hang up your coat, come back in. So that minimizes the time that the kids are in the hallway, which is where everybody's passing. What I would recommend to you is every day have a list of the things that the kids are going to need, their supplies, their textbooks, their notebooks, whatever they're going to need on the board, so that first thing in the morning or whatever time they show up for class, they can make sure they have all of those things and put everything else away. And we're going to have to make it very clear that just running out to the lockers is just a different scenario this year, and we're not going to be able to do it. So at the end of the day, we want to have the same thing. Go out, get your backpack, come back, pack everything up, because somebody else is going to be sitting in their desk for the next cohort. And then the kids line up 6 feet apart along the edge of your classroom so that you can all leave at the same time. And you want to try and leave when the hallway is empty so that the kids aren't bumping into each other from different classes. So we're going to have to work on how that is going to look. We're going to have to work on where we stand and how we stand for pickup. There's just a lot of those kinds of details that we're going to actually have to have kids in the room in front of us and walk them through. This one is for all day. Policies for personal. All students must bring their own water bottle. And the water bottle needs to have a straw or a nozzle opening, not an open top. It can't be a screw off the lid and drink, because those are the ones that get spilled. All students have to bring a backpack to school. They obviously don't need a lunchbox for 2 hours. You have to decide if your students are going to be watching videos. They're going to need earbuds, and we're going to keep them in a Ziploc. There's going to be a piece of masking tape on the earbuds with their name on it and their name on a Ziploc so that they can put them in and take them out and keep them in the classroom or whatever. All supplies that belong to the student will be kept in the student's supply box and not shared with other students. No cell phones. I'm still working on orchestra. Other personal items should not be brought to school. No balls, playground equipment, anything, because we're not having recess right now. We're going to do after school programs from 3 to 4 o'clock. And any room that's used by extended care is a single use only room, which means we have to save the room for extended care. You can't have a cohort class in their room, even if they're not there, because you're leaving all of our germs there for another cohort to come in. So it has to be just for their use.